Hello, testing audio, should be good. Hello. Oh, people are here. Hello, how are you guys? Falcon, I see some names from the last time. Nice to see you. How are you? Okay, so everything should be good now. Please let me know if the audio levels are wonky. Should be, we should have some music in the background, just a little bit. Some, I don't know what this is called, like a service called Artlist. Trying that out. And okay, nice. Audio is great. Yeah, good. Okay, nice. Perfect. Yeah, so I was actually planning on streaming right after the Blender conference, but then I got hit with a cold like the day after I got home. I had a lot of errands to do like right after I got home, and then I got really I got knocked out with a cold right after I'd done all my errands. Oh, hang on, am I peeking a little bit? So what happened, it was, first I got knocked out with a cold. I'd planned on streaming like a Blender conference recap, you know. I got knocked out with a cold, and then I had to get a wisdom tooth pulled out. So I was like, there was like two things hitting me at once so hard. And yeah, so yes, I had recorded a tutorial before the Blender conference that was supposed to be posted right after the conference or something like that, maybe around that. But that's been delayed. It's going to be next week on Thursday. So that's going to be my next video. So in that video, we will be making something you can see on my Instagram. Can I open my Instagram here? Is this correct? Yeah, okay, this should be correct. Instagram. So in my next tutorial, we'll be making this, oh my god, this thing. Oh no, okay, so you're gonna have to click on this video, I guess, because I'm not logged in here. It's this drone flying around, so it will be like, it will be more like a course than a tutorial, I think, because we're going really in depth into stuff, but it will cover the entire process on making something like that, so yeah. So, but today I was thinking, I had this project a few days ago that I've been just working on now while I was sick. I've been working on this robot. By the way, this video is going to be Blender 4.0 alpha, no beta. Very excited about that. So I've been making this weird crab robot design. I don't even know. Hang on. I'm not sure if I know what this is going to be, but it's like rigged with like an IK setup. And I'm not sure if we will be able to make something as intricate as this today in this stream, but I was thinking it could be fun to try. And then I've also made this setup, which is really comprehensive. It's this, I'm not sure if this will show up in the video, but you can see all these dots here. And if I play the animation now, you can see that these dots are sort of behaving like there's some sort of ocean. I tried to make like an ocean theme animated texture. I wanted to make a robot that could look like there was some sort of rare achievement in a game, you know. So it has a bunch of this cool lighting. Yeah, and then these lights are oh, the 4.0 hang on, my audio is clipping for me in my headset, but I'm not sure, is it for you? I don't know. It could be that I'm just talking too loud, I don't know. Okay, so Blender 4.0 release scanner is out. That's cool. Okay, so my expectations for 4.0 is that honestly, I don't think it's that big of an upgrade, but I really like that they're committing to this new font. So I'm not sure if you can see the font here. We got the new font here, which is the other one was from like 2004 or something. I don't know. And now apparently this font is it's gonna be easier to see the difference between 1 and L, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure. I saw maybe it was Pablo or something talking about, I don't know. But yeah, I really like this new. No, I think it was Thomas Dinges on Twitter. I really like the new font. I'm a big fan of. I'm a big fan of changing up fonts sometimes because it looked a little bit dated the way it was. Yeah. So how are you? I'm streaming with a little bit more of a delay this time than I usually do because I'm streaming and recording in 1440p. So it should be a little bit higher quality, but a little bit more delay on the stream. So it might be like maybe 5 to 10 seconds before I see your message. Usually I've streamed with this ultra low latency, which is what is it, like 1.7 seconds or something insane. So yeah, I'm not really sure what this is. I don't think we'll be doing this today. What I was thinking that we could be doing today is just to make like a setup that uses inverse kinematics, like this, something similar to this. Which, you know, it's not something new for the channel, but I really like making some robots and yeah, making some animations into it. So I don't think I have the screencast keys add-on enabled, but if I go to my desktop, I want to try and install it anyways, even if I'm not sure if this is supported in Blender version 4.0. Now we'll find out. Okay, seems to be working. Let me try it. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I'm sorry, you won't be able to see my screencast keys because I can't really. I don't know if someone is if someone knows if the screencast keys is supported for Blender version 4.0. So, by the way, the stream is off to a slow start today, but I think that since I'm recording this entire stream as well in original quality, I'm going to send that file to my editor, and then if this tutorial, I guess, of making a robot today is going to work out, then maybe we might see like a second channel video that is a little bit more neatly edited together. And then I'm also recording this without the music, so it took a while to set up so that we can all hear the music, but there's going to be a recording. It's going to be without music, which I'm I'm very excited about. I managed to set that up. I have an audio card here which has so many inputs and outputs, and yeah, I really have to use 100% of my brain to set this stuff up. So yeah, but I do have this other add-on, the parent to nearest bone. Can I open up this again? Yeah. The GitHub page for parent to nearest bone by Gentile. This guy just saved me so much because I made this tutorial. Was it this one? Where I sort of requested that someone should make. I'm not sure if I did request that, but when we did this, we had to do a bunch of manual parenting, and I'm not sure where I did. And then we got this amazing add-on which just will parent to the nearest bone. So yeah, I hope this works in Blender 4.0 as well. So then we can use that later today. So I might actually have to mute the music for myself because I'm getting a little stressed out to listen to music when I'm talking. Okay, Kalaiso64, your lesson in the conference was inspiring and easy to understand. Okay, nice, yeah. If you haven't, for anyone who hasn't seen it yet, Blender conference. Oh, there's me. Oh wow, that's the third. Yeah, this one. You should check this out. It's my presentation. There were some issues with the. Okay, yeah, let's talk about the presentation. There were some issues with the, playing the video, which is really unfortunate. Oh, enhanced bitrate. No thanks. There were some issues playing the video because I had embedded the videos in. No one cares about this, by the way, but I feel like I have to talk about it to to get it out of my system because it was a little bit traumatic. Okay, so I made a presentation about photorealism mindset, and I used a lot of videos, and then I had embedded these videos in the presentation, and it worked flawlessly. I tried it incognito. I tried it in a bunch of different browsers. I tried it. No, I didn't try a bunch of different browsers, but I tried it in many different ways. And then when they're gonna play the videos, it just didn't work. They had to manually play the videos on stage, which was unfortunate. No, I mean, I think I was able to deal with the fact that it was awkward. That was okay, sort of. But the problem is that I had sort of practiced a lot the timing of the video. So I was supposed to like jump right into the video and just talk flawlessly through the video, and it just got me completely out of the rhythm. So yeah, that was yeah, I got a little bit distracted by that, and then I sort of got on the back foot, I guess. And also, the first part of this recording here is not actually, that's not actually real, because they had some problems with the audio. So I had to come back a few hours later when there were almost no people in the theater and re-record the intro, which was super awkward for me, because I felt that everyone sitting there was like, this guy is just pretending to be enthusiastic, you know? There's something about... oh, Blender Secrets in the chat. Happened to other presentations as well. Same thing happened a few times. Must be really scary when that happens. Yeah, for sure. It was... I remember last year at the Blender conference, and there was one person struggling to get his video playing, and I was like, I am not gonna be that guy. I'm gonna get my videos playing smoothly, you know? And then I messed up, so yeah. But what was I gonna say about the... I forgot what I was talking about. Oh yeah, the beginning of this presentation, like they made me re-record the first 5 minutes, and in the opening part of this, I had the joke that there's something I think about every single day, and it's not the Roman Empire, it's photorealism, and a lot of people laughed, and you know, it gave me so much energy. So I had like this, I got so much energy from people laughing in the audience. And there's also one point, I don't know where it is, but there's one point in the audiences, in the presentation as well, where I get some feedback from the audience, and I just respond really well to that. So note to self, if I'm doing another presentation, I might try and just add some more, like maybe jokes or some parts that are a little bit more interesting. Not necessarily interesting, but that I get a response from the audience, you know? Yeah, to be fair, I think it was a good presentation, and I'm really happy that I did it. I guess this is just me just not being happy with my own work, I guess. But yeah, I think it's a good presentation. You should check it out if you haven't. It's yeah, this is a really nice comment, by the way. I can't heart it because it's not my video, but I would have if it was. Yeah, okay, so what I was thinking we could do today is that I want to make... oh no, I quit. Can you hear me? I quit my program that shows me the audio. Oh no, it's okay, it's back. It's just the UI. Okay, sorry. This will probably be smoother once I'm... Okay, just a quick question. Does anyone know... because we have a lot of these... this is a super random question. We have a lot of these banana flies. I don't know what it's called. Banana fly. Yeah, these guys. We have a lot of these like super tiny, these guys, all over the place in our apartment, and we think that it might be plants that have been coming from our previous apartment. Does anyone have a good way to get rid of these? Because they're not everywhere, but I see like maybe one every day, and it annoys me a little bit. And they have like no, these little flies, hang on, these flies have like no survival instinct. You can like move your finger towards them and just squish them slowly, and they don't even attempt to fly away, you know? And I'm like, how does that make it through evolution? Shouldn't this be like, yeah, shouldn't they try at least to survive? I don't know. Sticky fly catcher tape is the best we ever managed. Yeah, okay, maybe that could be cool. These guys are the reason you can't bring food into Australia. Wow, that's interesting. Yeah, they're super strict about that, aren't they? Like on the, they will shoot you at the airport almost. No, they won't, but it says here in my UI that I've been streaming for 24 hours, but something tells me that's not... Bananfluer, check your open cans or something like that. Yeah, I think there are, I think it's because of plants, maybe. Leave some wine in a bottle and they're flying in and drown. Okay, nice. Yeah, because I thought there was some in my tea right now, but they were actually just dust from, I don't know, dust. Want to talk about life? Okay, yeah. Karya, let's talk about life. Oh, that was probably not for me. It was just... Okay, here's a question from Blackout Creatively. What software do you use to manage your renders? I think what you're talking about, or I think the question, I think the software you're asking about is not the mechanical creation kit, but this thing called B-Render-On. I don't even, yeah, this one. This is amazing. It doesn't really say here that it's supported in Blender 4.0, but I think it is. I haven't tried it. I haven't, or I have tried this software, I haven't tried it in Blender 4.0. But this is amazing. It, honestly, it does actually render a little bit faster as well because you're running Blender headless. So I think you're saving on RAM or something like that, I don't know. But yeah, this is amazing. So this is a, I mean, whoever is making this software is a gigabrain person. Because this is so handy. It's like a standalone software that runs on your computer. Unfortunately, I don't have it installed right now, so I can't show it, but it's a really nice way to queue multiple renders. You can render, and let's say you have an let's say you have a blend file with like multiple cameras. So like you can set up so each camera will have their own animation, right? And then they will render all the 4 cameras or how many cameras you want. It's amazing. Oh, I have to keep in mind that was Blender 3.6. We're gonna be using 4.0 today. Tree Knight, hi, how's your day so far? I've been preparing this stream mostly, and I had some leftover pizzas from last night, and I made myself a cup of green tea, and I've been recovering from having a cold. I was having a cold for like 3 or 4 days. It was so unfortunate because I missed a Halloween party that I really wanted to go to. So that was like, yeah. But I think my immune system got really good. So what I was thinking, oh, I've ignored the best tips for the files. Yeah, for the flies, I'll read through. You can buy fruit fly. Okay, so they're called fruit flies in English. Okay, so I'll read through these comments later. I think the chat will be saved, so I'll read through it. So yeah, what I want to do is I want to start just a new project file. We don't need this right now. I think I'm gonna... There's something about this cup of tea that comes away with my microphone. You can see here, I can't really have it anywhere, and I can't drink, and I feel like I have to keep it close. Yeah, hang on, let me just think a little bit more. What program do you use to manage your Blender versions? Oh, that's something I should be better at. I know there's a program to manage it, but I am honestly I have a hotkey down here. Can you see this? Here you can see this is Blender version 3.6, or like the latest stable. I just add it there manually, like right click pin to taskbar. And then I have downloaded the Blender version 4, which is, yeah, this is gonna be like in my download folder. Yeah. So this is just the portable version, the zip file. Yeah, so I should probably use the Blender launcher. Why don't you go on Twitch? I just love YouTube. I've been a very big fan of YouTube for a long time. And I've tried to stream on Twitch like a few years ago, but it wasn't for me. I really love YouTube. Okay, so maybe we should get started on this. Okay, so let's make a robot. And what I want to do today is that I want to make a robot that is based around an armature. So I first want to make like a armature that works and it's completely set up with inverse kinematics and everything. It's probably going to be a little bit boring for the first like 10 minutes, or depending on how well this is edited, you know, in the future. But what I want to do is I first want to build like a strong armature. So we'll shift A to make an armature. And then, so we're going to build this into like the bone structure. And then we're going to just model a bunch of different parts. Let me actually just show you the project file that I've been working on while I was away last week. Or not away, I was a little bit sick. So this is like a little bit more of an advanced example, I think. But it has this IK set up and we can move these legs around. And the reason why it has all these things at the side here is because I want to add, or I wanted to add like this string that goes from each of them. So it will be a little bit like, I made this animation on Instagram a while back where like a hand was walking, and then it had all these strings and lines attached, and I'm just really a fan of that sort of logical way of making it work. So like every string has to be pulling it. Does that make sense? Yeah. How do you have the end result in the thumbnail if you're modding it up? Yeah, that's a really good question. I actually just opened it. So for the thumbnail of this live stream, I'm not sure if you can see it here. Live. Yeah, so there's me. I just took a screenshot right there. I had to make like a face pretending that I was working. And then I had to upload that. So if anyone knows if there's some way to like get an automated thumbnail for YouTube live streams, that would be appreciated. Okay, so let's get back to this project file. So what I want to do is I want to actually save the file. Oh, and by the way, let's save this to just the desktop here. Where's my desktop? Yeah. I just want to call this robot version 1. And this, let's talk about Blender 4.0 for a second. What's happening next is my absolute favorite feature of Blender 4.0. Now, if you click Save Blend File, I'm calling this version 1. If you go File, Save Incremental, which is Control-Alt-S. So here you can see on my desktop, we have version 1 here. If you go Control-Alt-S, it just automatically makes version 2, which is just so amazing, because previously you would have to go Control-Shift-S, and then you have to click this plus icon and then save a new one. But now you can just press Control-Alt-S and it goes instantly, and it's amazing. So hang on, I just gotta mute my phone here. Okay. Okay, so let's turn this single bone into our creature. So first of all, we have to decide how many legs should this creature have. Let me ask you, how many legs do you think it should have? Can I make a poll? How many legs? Okay, so I'm doing a poll. I haven't tried this before. How many legs should the creature have? So you can answer in the poll. I'm I'm memeing a little bit because yeah, we'll see. Okay, so can I expand the poll? Okay, so 6 legs are leading, 43%. You're gonna make it suffer because 6 legs is gonna take. No, the point is I can't do 2 legs because then we can't really be walking around because you have to shift the motion so much, right? But if it's just okay, so 6 legs, yeah, we're gonna do 6 legs. It's gonna be, yeah, we're just gonna spend more time making the armature, I guess. Yeah, 5 legs would also work. Okay, so it's 6 legs then. Yeah, for I don't know how many votes. We got 107 votes, 42%. Okay, I'm gonna end the poll. Hang on, let's do one more vote. Okay, 110 votes, end poll. Okay, so the results are 6 legs. Okay, let's do it. So, okay, so let's make 6 legs. So what I want to do is I want to press tab to go to edit mode, and I want to select our first bone here. And you can hold down control. When you press G and you move it around, you hold on control, you can see that it will snap to this grid. And I really like working with stuff that is snapped to this grid. I don't think you have to do that. Or I mean, you don't have to do anything except breathing, I guess. But I really like doing that because then you get this, it's a lot easier to just find out where stuff is going to be precisely. So you don't have to like select something and go Shift S, cursor to selected, and then add stuff like precisely there. Okay, so we got our bone here, and I'm going to press F2, and I'm just going to rename this bone to core, I think. And then I think I want to duplicate it. So let's go Shift D and let's hold down control. And let's move it over here, and then we can take this, move it. So basically I want our creature to face this way. So this, no, hang on. So now we're in the front view. Okay, so let's okay, so this will be the front of our creature. So that means that if you go to this side, we will have left and we will have right. So when we go here, that will be like this. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so let's select one of this bone and let's call this leg, and let's call it R, since it will be the right side. And now let's view this from the top by pressing numpad 0. You can also numpad 7. You can also use this thing. And now I'm gonna move this back here. I'm gonna go Shift D, and I'm gonna hold down Control. That's not correct. Yeah, this we want it to be here. Okay, so now we got 3 bones like this. And now, oh, hang on, someone, no, never mind. Okay, sorry, I'm getting distracted by the chat here. So, we have these 3 legs, and when we're naming these legs, it doesn't really matter that much what they're called. Apart from that, we want them to have the letter R in them, because that allows us to later use this feature called Symmetrize. So now we're going to build all these legs on one side. We're going to set this up with an IK constraint and everything. And then we're going to just be able to duplicate everything, and all the constraints will work and everything. So it's going to be quite cool, I think. And we also have to decide if this should be walking, like, should it be like a crab that it's walking side to side? Or do we make something that walks forward like this? I'm not really sure. Let me know what you think. Okay, so let's actually get rid of these, because we can focus on making one leg a little bit longer. So let's keep on making this. I like to have some different length on this. Okay, so what I want to do is I want this leg, or I want this bone to be rotating like this. And then I want, hang on. So I want this bone to be rotating like this, and I want these bones to be no, that's the wrong way, sorry. This will be rotating like this, and these will be rotating like this. So we're gonna have to lock these bones, but we'll be doing that in the oh, I should be up here, sorry, there we go. So we need to lock these bones, but we'll be doing that later in the inverse kinematics, like down here or somewhere. I don't know. I'll show you later. I don't know what I'm talking about this right now. So what we want to do is that I really like if we have like one really long leg, because that sort of changes how the leg moves, because we can play around with the stiffness and stuff like that. So let's think here. This leg will be moving like that. So we got the stiff, so we'll be able to make this go up. Let me just go quickly into post mode and test this. You can hold down Control Tab and go into post mode. No, if you're in edit mode, you can hold Control Tab and go to post mode. Okay, so it will be like this maybe. Yeah, maybe this. I want it to be a little bit higher. By the way, to reset this, you can go Alt-R, and then you will reset all the legs. I think I want one more leg, like one more bone, because, excuse me, it's not actually going to be that much work if you have one more bone. So we can right-click and we can subdivide this, because all it does is that it just makes the inverse kinematic work a little bit harder, and that's no problem at all. So now let's see what this will look like. Yeah, I think I like this. So this will be like, yeah, should we make like maybe this should be longer. Yeah, let's make this bone a little bit longer. What's happening here? There we go. And then I want to just make sure that these are all on the where they're supposed to be. Okay, so now what we want to do, we want to select this bone at the end here, and we want to set up an IK constraint, because right now, if you're going to animate all these bones, this is going to take way too long. It's not going to be any fun. So let's take this bone, and let's make another one at the end. So I want to actually just, we can press E to extrude this one more time. Let's do over here. And now what we have to do, this bone cannot be connected, because if we do that, we're going to mess up our inverse kinematic setup. So let's select this bone at the end, and let's go Alt-P, and let's go clear parent. And this will not only clear parent, it will also disconnect the bone. So now if we go to post mode, we can move these legs around, and this bone at the end here will not be affected. So So now what we want to do, we want to set this up like an IK. So what I want to do is I want to actually just F2 and I'm going to call this IK.R. So this will be our IK at the end. And now these are all like super randomly named. I don't think we have to worry about that as long as they have .r in the name, because that will make the Symmetrize feature work later. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to set up the inverse kinematics. So let's, in edit mode, let's hold down Control Tab and go to pose mode. You can also do that up here. And now let's select the IK bone, this one called IK, and let's hold down Shift and let's select the last bone of the leg. And let's go Shift I and then set add IK to active bone. So now you can select the IK controller and now you can move this and we have our bone here. It's really easy. It's a lot easier to animate this than if we were to animate every part. So the reason why we're setting up an armature like this is not that this isn't going to be visible. If you're new to armature, all these things are not going to be visible in the final render. The whole point of doing this is that, let me actually just show you why we're doing this. So if you have an object, like you have this cube, right? And you want to make it, you want to have another cube over here, and you want to have another cube over here, and you want these to move accordingly to each other, right? So what you can do is you can take one cube and you can hold down Shift and you can parent it to this cube. And now if you move the master cube, this will move as well, right? So you can make this sort of system where these are all connected to each other. So now this will control this and this will control this. But now the problem is, it's just really messy. Like you want to hide all these chains of parents inside of some sort of system that is a lot easier to control, because this gets, it's quite difficult to, like, the only information we have is that we can see these relationship lines as like, okay, we know sort of like what the direction is, but this, you want to, at the, like when you have just 3 cubes like this, that's no problem. But once you want to have, once you're trying to increase the amount of this, it's going to be a lot more troublesome. By the way, I'm seeing someone writing the same message a bunch of times, so I'm gonna put you in timeout. Sorry. If you're asking the same questions a bunch of times, I get really distracted. So yeah, okay, so this is the reason why you want a bunch of cubes. Sorry, this is the reason, sorry, when you have just 3 of these, that's no problem. But when you have a lot more, it's gonna be a lot more difficult. So that is why we are making these armature objects that once you have a bunch more different objects in your scene, you can parent these. And what's also great about armature is that it will be able to deform your mesh, which I don't think we'll be doing. I don't think we'll be deforming our mesh. I think we'll only be parenting objects, because we have this amazing add-on called Parent to Nearest Bone, which I'm really excited to try out. Okay, so now what I want to do is that I think we are ready to just duplicate the leg. So let's select all of this and let's go Shift D. Oh no, let's not do that yet, because you see, here's a problem. We don't want this leg to rotate like, we won't want this leg to rotate like this. We want it to be locked to only rotate on this axis. So to do this, let's select this bone and let's go to inverse kinematics. No, that's the wrong one. Bone, inverse kinematics. Yeah, it's this one. Bone properties, inverse kinematics, and then you can lock these different axes. And I think we're going to lock the X and Y axis. Nope. X and Z. Nope. Y and Z. Yeah, okay, Y and Z. So now you can see this bone is not going up. And the reason why I want this is that when we're going to be modeling some of the joints later, it's going to be a lot easier to just make joints that are only limited to a certain axis, which makes the modeling process a lot easier. Because if not, we're just ending up with a bunch of these ball joints, which I don't really like working with that. Okay, so, and now you can see that all these other bones are glitching out a little bit. So we want to lock these other bones as well. We want to make sure that they're only rotating in this axis, because then we will get this really interesting leg motion. Let me show you. So to do this, let's select the bone, And let's head over here to the axis and let's figure this out. Let's do, okay, so it's, I think it's going to be the y-axis. And then let's try the z-axis. Nope. X. Okay, yeah, so it's only going to, so we're going to lock the x-axis and the y-axis. So now, to do it for all these bones, let's just select all of them. And let's hold down shift and select one of them. And let's take this away and let's hold down alt and you select both of them. So now we're applying this to all of them at the same time. And now we got this, yeah, I think that looks a lot better. Because now we haven't got this sideways. Because if we don't have the rotation, we got this weird sideways rotation. You see that now we got no rotation, but if I disable this again, hang on. If I disable this and I try the same thing, you can see you got this weird rotation going back and forth here. And we don't want that. We want these to be moving a little bit more predictably. See that? Yeah. Okay, so now we got one of our legs set up. I want to reset this location. And I actually want to go to edit mode. I want to move them up a little bit. And then I want to move this down. And then let's duplicate it. So let's go Shift D and let's hold down Control and let's do 1 meter and then Shift R. So we're going to do 3 legs like this. And now this should work. Okay, hang on, a quick question. Why is the rotation axis trial and error? It looks like it should be just y-axis that require locking. Yeah, the reason is that I'm not very consistent in the way I rotate these armature every time I make them. Sometimes I make them from the side, sometimes I make them from the front. I haven't really made a good rule, so I'm sort of messing it up a little bit for myself. But if you're smart and you work consistently, you should be able to remember like these settings. But for me, it doesn't really take. I mean, it takes 15 seconds of trial and error, so I'm perfectly comfortable with that. Okay, now let's take these IK constraints and let's test this. So you can press G and then Shift Z to move it on all axes except for the Z axis. Oh, okay, so we got a problem here. We want these bones to be parented to this one. That's really important actually, because we get so much natural movement by moving this master bone or this core bone all over the place. So let's reset the location. Let's go back to edit mode and let's select all these 3. Hold down Shift and then press Control P, keep offset. And then we also, let me just show you one problem that's going to happen now. If we try and move this around, this core bone is going to be moving around really weird. And this is because right now all of these IK targets are trying to control this bone. And that is, yeah, that you see all these relationship lines. This is a problem. We don't want these IK constraints to be controlling the bone. We want them to stop here. We only want them to control these bones. So to do that, we can change the chain length. So let's hold down Shift and select all of these bright objects or colored objects. And let's go to the inverse kinematics bone constraint or bone constraint, inverse kinematics. And then you can hold down. Now, if you change the chain length, you can change them, but I recommend that you hold down Alt. So you can hold down Alt and you can change the chain length. And we want them to stop. Yeah, we want them to stop there. So now we can move this around and we can select this bone and we can move this around as well. And this is just, it's actually a really powerful rig right away. Yeah, okay, nice. So now what we want to do is that since we have given all these names, all these bones have an R in their name. And if you have forgotten to add that, you can also just press F3 and search for batch rename. And then you set it to bones. And then you can just go, you can go set name and then suffix and then add R, for example. And then this will add, or maybe .r, this will add an R to all the bones. Because if the bones have like this R in them, you should be able to select all the bones and go armature, symmetrize. And now if you go to pose mode, I mean, I hope this works. You can move, yeah, you can, here's a really cool trick. If you hold down dot and you set it to 3D cursor, you can just scale this down and you can scale it on the z-axis by a value of 0, and then you can press Alt-S to reset the location, or reset the scale, I mean. And then this way you can sort of move this around. So you can scale it how you want, and then you can press Alt-S, and it will reset the scale. And it's like, because the scale of these inverse kinematic controllers doesn't really matter. Okay, so now we're getting... yeah, this was a problem. I can't remember how I fixed this. Maybe... yeah, it was something like this. You can add some rotation to this. Hang on, let's try this. So if I move this here, so these breaks, you can rotate them on the local z-axis, so RZZ. And then you set the pivot point to individual origins. No, I don't know how to... I can't remember how to fix it. That's a sad... yeah, I don't know. Okay, it doesn't matter because it's gonna work. Yeah, it's gonna be... we have some flexibility. Yeah, because this is my biggest problem with rigging in Blender, is that if you want... you can prevent this by using this feature called pole target. But if you use the pole target, then for some absurd reason, then you no longer have access to these lock IK things. And we want those to happen. So we are gonna have to prioritize here. We're gonna prioritize... I've talked about this before. We're gonna have to prioritize functionality over stability. So yeah, this is a more functional rig and not that stable, but I really like it. Okay, so now we have all of these bones in our scene. We have this armature, and if we like, we could actually start animating this right now. But what I want to do is that I want to start making the objects for this. I want to start making the mesh that is going to be visible in our final render. And maybe that should be like the core, like this core object. What should that be? Because in my test project, I made this sort of like a crab texture or crab model. I made this thing, which I don't really know what this is. It's just this sculpting project where, or not even sculpting, it's just like these things in edit mode, you know. And I tried to make like this futuristic, I don't know, it was supposed to be some sort of futuristic crab. And then if you play the animation, you can see that there's some light going through this right here. Yeah, by the way, the music stopped. Let me see if I can play some more music. Do I have it here? Okay, nice. Yeah, it's not much, it's just a little bit. Left for 10 minutes and got the whole skeleton built. Yeah, okay, so I will be posting, or I mean, this entire live stream will be available to watch just with the same link forever. But unless there are some music issues, but that shouldn't be that. But if you watch this in the future, you can check out on the second channel, because then there might be like an edited version of this video that is a little bit more concise, because I'm gonna have to edit away all my mistakes and, or no, you know what? I'm gonna keep my mistakes, but I'm gonna edit away all the distractions and all the parts where I'm interacting with the chat and stuff like that. So it will just be like the core video without any music. Okay, so hang on, let me save the, yeah, let me actually do the incremental save. So let's go Control Alt S, because now we got our armature. So now what I want to do is that I actually want to add some objects now. Well, okay, where's the second channel? Yeah, it's here. It's called Polyfjord Deep Dive, youtube.com/@polyfjord2. So this is going to be the place where I don't really post it here that often, but I was thinking maybe this could be like the edited version of my live streams. How many screens? I have 2 screens. I'm just starting to think that if you're watching this video in the future and you're just, yeah, I feel like I'm responding to comments that aren't really that relevant. I don't know. Okay, let's stay on track here. Let's add. We got an armature. Okay, so we got our armature set up with a functional IK constraint. So now I want to add parts to this. So let's press A to select everything, and I want to Alt-R to reset the rotation, and Alt-G to reset the location, and Alt-S to reset the scale. So now you can see that this armature is perfectly lined up with our grid. Look at that. Perfect precision. That is perfect. So now what we want to do is that we want to... What? Okay, yeah. So now we want to add objects that are lining up completely with this. So first, let's add like the core object. And that could probably be... I mean, what could this be? I'm going to start off with a cube. And I want to give it a bevel modifier. By the way, I'm trying to... Whenever I'm working, in Blender 4.0, when you're adding a modifier, you can see that you have to like... You have to click the modifier and then you can search immediately, right? And I really like to use... I'm not sure if you can see this. No, you can't see this. I really like to use like the part of my keyboard that is left. So whenever I don't want to lift my hand, you know? So when I'm adding the modifiers, I want to have words that I can search for without lifting my arm. So I've been trying to figure out what can you search for of the modifiers without lifting your arm. And Blender has this amazing search filtering thing where you can actually write things not perfectly on the first try. So if you, for example, write RRR, you will get the mirror modifier. And then you can, for example, write VEV and you will get the bevel modifier. So I'm trying to sort of like come up with a list or something. Maybe you can help me. Trying to just come up with a list of what can you write here that doesn't require you to move your hand, because then you can work so much faster. So let's say you want to add the mirror modifier. Okay, nice. And then you can add this modifier, and it goes super fast, right? Yeah. So that's what I've been doing. How about you? Yeah, well, let's actually do the mirror modifier. Search golf. Yeah, that's a good term. That's an amazing term. Search golf. Yeah, we're trying to figure out what's the shortest way to search. Okay, so here's a great question. Why not add them to quick access? Because quick access is a feature that I never use. And if you go to the preferences and you see my key map, if you search for Q here, no, hang on, I can search for pivot instead. If you search for pivot, you can see that I've remapped every single pivot to Q, because pivot is I mean, Q is one of the best buttons on the keyboard because it's like so central. You can easily hit it, right? You can hit it without even watching. So I have changed, you know, dot. If you have dot like this little, not the comma, but the dot, you know, that is all the way over there, right? If you're watching the keyboard, you're moving your mouse all the way over there. But I'm using, hang on. Here you can see. So instead of having, wait, I just want to, Okay, here you go. So let's say you have your mouse on your hand or on your keyboard, right? I just wanted the Q to be accessible because your mouse is like hovering right over there. And if you're using the dot to access the pivot point menu, you have to move it all the way over there. But now I can super easily access the pivot point menu, it's a game changer, because then you can do like this. That's a horrible demo of what I want to try. My point I was trying to make. Point is, I think it's stupid that the pivot is all the way over there, and then the quick access menu is, yeah. Oh, you can add modifiers to quick favorites. That's a very good point from Blender Secrets. That is a Blender secret. You should all subscribe to Blender Secrets. This guy, he's amazing. You should subscribe to this guy. You should get his PDF, his ebook. That's amazing. Yeah, support him. I met him at the Blender conference. He's a great guy, amazing. Okay, so let's get back to this shape here. So what I want to do is that I just want to play around with some of these shapes. Let's just move stuff around and see what we feel. So this is probably, yeah, I really like this shape though. This is the part of the video where I hadn't really prepared anything, which I think is good. I think sometimes you just have to model. Okay, never mind. What I was trying to say is that you don't really always have to plan what you're gonna model, because what I really like to do is just move stuff around, and you just get, like, look at this shape, for example. This just feels so different than this. You know, this, okay, so let's say this was a robot and that the legs were going down like that, right? I feel that this shape has something to do with intelligence. Maybe it comes from like these windows right here. Like this is it reminds me of a control tower, right? So this seems like, okay, someone in here is intelligent and watching over something. But if I were to move it over there, I'm like, okay, now it looks a little bit more armored, right? Now it feels like there's something that needs to be protected inside. Maybe because it looks a little bit like a tank. I don't know, I have no idea. But I really like just playing around with these shapes and in real time learning what I want to try and make, you know? And this might be a little bit of the reason that I'm not always using references. I'm very rarely working with references. I'm a little bit lazy, but also I wanna impress myself, you know? Does that make sense? I don't know if this even makes any sense. But yeah. Let's, I'm using I to insert here. And then we can make some sort of cargo situation. Okay. By the way, the bevel modifier is amazing. I love it. I try and use it as much as I can because it just adds so much. And you don't really have to... Yeah, this is too symmetrical, by the way. So I want to try and... Yeah, I think I want to save this for later. I want to try and add some more asymmetrical stuff up here. Okay, let's make one... You can press I 2 times, by the way, to get these islands. Let's make something for each leg. I think that's a good idea. So this will be this leg. And then this can be this leg. No, that's not good. Yep. And then that's this leg. Okay, I think that's cool. And one thing I think I want to try and do today is that to save some time, I think I want to try and hide the connection here. Let's do these again. What if there was, what if each of these legs just sort of entered this? Yeah, that's cool. That's a cool idea, I think. What if each of these legs, they sort of enter the other? Sorry, what I'm trying to say, what if instead of these legs being attached, they sort of just go in here somehow, and we all sort of just accept that, yeah, they're probably connected to something, right? See this? So when you view it from the side here, you can just see that these legs are sort of attached, and we don't really get the explanation, but I think it will be okay. Yeah, leg sockets. That's is that the same person that said golf? Because that's search golf and then leg sockets. That's can I award you something? How do I do this? No, I can't. That's, yeah, you're great with words. That's amazing. leg sockets. This is 100% leg sockets. Yeah, okay. That's not good. We don't do that. Yeah, let's make them bigger. Yep, let's make these a little bit bigger. And let's make them also more yeah, we want this to be that's a good. Sorry, my voice is just not my brain is just not working. I feel like there was something with the spacing here that I had to sort of clean up a little bit. Yeah, we had some double vertices here as well. Oh, we have more. Okay. Yeah, that was why the bevel modifier disappeared as well. I would have noticed it, but yeah. And let's also okay, so just to warn you, at some point today I will stop modeling where I explain everything. Not that I'm explaining things very well right now, but I will sort of go into this like speed modeling session, I think, where I'll just play some psychedelic trance or something and just really try and work as fast as I can. Because right now this is going too slow. So let's scale this up. Yeah, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna just add these. I think this is a good idea. Okay, nice. And then we will close this just a little bit. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna try and just not have that much light in here, so these legs will sort of just extend in there. I think that's cool. Okay. Okay, so now we have these attachments to the legs. They look a little bit weird. Let me see if it's possible to maybe scale this up. Yeah, this is better. This is cool. Oh, Valde 3D with 10 euros. Thank you. That's amazing. Thank you so much. Love you. Yeah, love you too. Thank you. Okay, so there's a question from Create. What is this supposed to look like? It's a great question. It's a phenomenal question. I don't know. It's honestly one of those projects where I feel like I'm discovering it while I'm making it, and I love that. But it will certainly be a creature with... Wait, what was that? Oh yeah, it will be a creature with legs. So we have the armature, which is going to move like this. So now what we're gonna do, we can actually just do this right away. I wanna take this, and I wanna parent it to the rig, just so we have something. So let's select this. Select the armature and press tab to go to edit mode, or actually let's go to pose mode, and then select this bone, which is the core bone, and then press tab to go back to object mode again, or you can go back to object mode up here. And now let's select this. It's called just a cube, but it's like our body object. Now let's select our body object. Hold down Shift, And then select your armature, Control P, and parent to bone. So now if you select this rig, Control Tab, you go to pose mode, it will be attached. And now we are one step closer to making a creepy spider of some sort. But apparently spider doesn't have 6 legs, so people will murder you if you say that spider has 6 legs. I'm talking from experience. Okay, so now let's start making some objects. Yeah, let's start modeling the legs. So I want to just hide everything actually. And I want to make a circle. And then I want to press tab to go to edit mode, and I want to extrude it, E to extrude, scale it down, and then I want to make it go up. And then I want to take this shape, let's view it from the front, and let's just box select 4 of these, maybe even 6 of them, and then let's press E, and let's extrude them out like that. So now we got this shape, and this is going to be our joint. So let's move this up, and let's take, and if you like, you can select all these, you can scale them on the y-axis by a value of 0. We might actually delete them. Yeah, let's delete them. Let's go Shift D, move this over here, and let's rotate it by 180 degrees on the z-axis. And if you hold down Alt, select this part, and you hold down Shift Alt, and you select this part, now you can go F3, bridge, edge bridge. No, you can do, now let's go Control E, bridge edge loops. And now you will have this thing. So this is a great joint. And now let's duplicate it, and let's make a 90-degree angle one. So let's delete the faces here. Let's rotate this by 90 degrees on the y-axis. And then let's do the same. Hold on Alt, and then Shift and Alt. And now let's go bridge edge loops. And now you can open this little menu here, and you can see, maybe we should add some cuts, maybe a twist. Yeah. And then maybe smoothness. Nope, let's keep that at the 0. No, 0.5. Profile factor. Yeah, we can actually lower the profile factor a little bit. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay, right click, shade smooth, and then you can add a, let's try a bevel modifier. Okay, let's lower this, and let's try an edge split modifier. Yeah, look at this beautiful shape. And then you can hold down Shift, select this one, hold down Shift and select that one, Control L, copy modifiers, and then right click, shade smooth. So now we have these 2 joints, and we are going to use these to connect all our bones. And we might not need this one, but I just think it looks really cool. Okay, so now let's press Alt H to unhide everything, and we're gonna have to scale this down a bunch. And you might actually want to apply the scale, so let's go Control A, apply scale, and this will break our bevel modifier. So select both of them, hold down Alt, and then Shift, and then let's lower the amount. Yeah, that's good. Oh, Mr. Sandugan Angni with 5 BGM. Not really sure how much that is, but thank you so much. You could make a flying robot. Yeah, I could. You know, I've been focusing a lot on the legs for this one, but I mean, there might be some wings. I don't know. That could be cool. Yeah. Oh, guys, when we are going to render this, remember, or you should remind me to change to the AGX, because we're gonna have to do that, because I think Filmic is default in the beta. It should be AGX default in the... Okay. Now, let's... I want to try and remember how this was supposed to look, so I want to just give this a pose. So, let's just scale this down. Maybe something like this. Okay, yeah, this is gonna be cool. And what's so nice about this is that you can see these are like really narrow, right? These parts. So when we're moving our legs, these will be able to go like that. I think that's really cool. Although we might have to move this a little bit forward just to get some more mobility, and then this a little bit backward. Yeah. It looks like a boat to me. Yeah, it does. But I think it will help to, you know, this feels a little bit like a boat right now, but once we get our legs, I think it will look a little bit like a robot, some sort of crawling around type of creature. Okay. I want to reset the armature. Let's see where we can place this. And the pivot point is in the center, which is important. So let's line this up. Let's select our bone, press tab to go to edit mode, select this one, shift S, cursor to selected, and let's select this. Let's actually call this joint. Let's call it actually joint.twist. And then this is just joint. Okay, and now you select the joint twist and go shift S, selection to cursor. Because now what we can do is we can see that this will rotate that way in here, but when we get out here, it will support a joint that can go like that, right? So it's cool to have this twist. Okay, and then I also want to change, hang on. One thing that I want to fix about this is that it has the pivot point down here. Oh, Aman Thakur with a 40, is that rupee? I don't know. Love your content, I am a beginner, you're really helpful. Thank you so much. Okay, so the biggest problem with this is that the pivot point is down here. So you want to change it to be in the center because that just makes it a little bit easier to work with. So let's hold down Alt, select it on the inside here, and go Shift S, cursor to selected, and go back to object mode, right click, set origin to 3D cursor. And we also want to do that with this thing. So let's go Shift S, cursor to selected. Okay, nice. So now what we can do is that we can select this armature. Let me get rid of this. Let me get rid of this boat for a second. Now you can select this armature, and you can, in edit mode, you can select this point, and then go Shift S, cursor to selected, back to object mode, and now you can select this joint twist and go Shift S, selection to cursor, and these will be exactly at the same place. There's not even, it's like theoretically and practically the same place. Okay, so now what we can do is that we can scale this up, for example. If you set the pivot point to 3D cursor, you can scale this up. I think I actually want to move it though, using proportional editing. So let's select this bone and go Shift S, cursor to selected, and let's just hide the armature. So now we know that we need to get it over there. So now what we can do is you can press G and you can move this up. Oh, I've forgotten to scale this, by the way. Yeah, we need to press O to enable proportional editing. You can move this over. But a really big problem is that I have forgotten, when I scaled this down earlier, I didn't really use a precise scaling. So that means that we're gonna have to eyeball this, but that's okay. So let's place this here. Yeah. That's okay. Okay. So now, you know what? We're gonna need another joint. We're gonna need a double version of this. So that's no problem, by the way. Let's go Shift C, selection to cursor. Let's rotate this so it fits. And now what I want to do is I move this over here. No, I want to go to edit mode, and I want to move this. Remember to turn off proportional editing. And I want to move this over here, maybe 0.08 on the y-axis. And then I want to add a mirror modifier. Then I want to set it to Z. Yeah. So now we can move this over here. Yeah, this is going to be amazing. I really like this twist. That just really adds something, you know? Okay. Can't you bridge loop it again instead of proportional editing? Maybe, I don't know. Okay, so let's keep going. Let's Shift D to duplicate this over here. But now we want to make sort of like the inverted one. So let's get rid of the mirror modifier. And let's press tab to go to edit mode, move it back in 0.08 meters. And then now we can move this over here. Perfect. And then let's do another one of these. Now it's really nice to have this be lined up with the grid because it's just so fast. Amazing. But I think I want to fix this because remember, this last bone here, this is not a bone. This we have to think about it like this, because these last bones are just IK bones. So this is where it's actually going to be walking. So I think I actually want to give it, like I want it to be a little bit more pointy at the end here. So what I want to do is that I want to get rid of this. And I want to take this and yeah, let's set our 3D cursor to be on this exact spot, and then let's select this Alt, hold down Alt to select this, and then set the pivot point to 3D cursor, and then you can scale this to be 0 here. So now it's at the exact same point, and then I want to press F to fill it, and then you can press Ctrl B to give it a bevel. No, that's not the right approach. Let's use Ctrl R to add a loop cut here, and let's scale it by 0. And now we can scale this down. Okay, nice. So now if we hide this, amazing. Then we can add some detail to this. Something's in my yeah. I mentioned I was having a cold last week, so I was actually planning on streaming yesterday, but my voice was still a little bit weird. So this looks similar to your other cinematics. Yes, it's definitely a very similar technique. I was just in the mood to make something that looked a little bit like this today. So yeah, it will probably be better if you just watch. I mean, if you really want a tutorial about this video is basically the same technique as this video, where we're making this robot thing. And this is a 54-minute video, so yeah, this stream will probably be a little bit longer than that. We've already been streaming for 1 hour and 10 minutes, so okay. So now what we're going to do, we are going to yeah, okay, so now what we're going to do, we're going to duplicate all of these so they line up with the armature. So let's go Shift D. Hang on, let me see the armature again. No, I don't need to see the armature. I know that it's, yeah, I know that it's at this line. Okay, let me just yeah, I know that it's there. So let's select this. So to duplicate our legs, let's go Shift D and let's do it there. And then you can press Shift R and it will also be duplicated. Perfect. And we haven't really added any materials, which is okay. I mean, yeah, I guess that's okay. Okay, so now let's duplicate all of these. Let's hide the armatures again. And let's press Shift C to reset the 3D cursor. And let's select all our bones. Sorry, I mean, let's select all our joints. Let's set the pivot point to 3D cursor. And let's go Shift D to duplicate. And then press Escape. And then Control M, as in M for mirror. And then you can press X. And it will duplicate all of these on the X-axis. And now if you press Alt H, we have a bunch of bones with our thing. And you know, that was a little bit stupid to do that right now. I think we're gonna have to yeah, let's do that over again, because I think we need to fill this. I forgot to do that. So in here, I think we should add what should we add here? Let's do a circle and let's scale it down. There we go. And now, yeah, I think that's good. And then we also want to give this treatment of the bevel and edge split modifier. So you can select one of these joints which has this, select the joint, hold down shift to select this, I don't even know, this circle, and then you can go, no, you want to select the circle first, and then you select the joint, and then you can click on the bevel here, copy to selected, and then on the edge split, you can click copy to selected, and then right click shade smooth. Because we didn't want to copy the modifiers, because then we would also get the mirror modifier, which we won't need for this thing. So yeah, and then if you like, you can just add some more details. So let's press I to insert, maybe E to extrude. Yeah, something like that. I don't know. I just want some asymmetrical stuff, you know? Something like that. So it looks just a little bit asymmetrical. Okay, nice. So hang on, I'm not super happy about this. It was too asymmetrical. Yeah, that's better. Okay, so now let's just duplicate this, and we know that it's going to be super easy because these are all lined up. So let's just hold down Control and snap these to the grid. And then, yeah, I want to duplicate them here as well. Amazing. Okay, so now, wait, where's the rest? Oh yeah, that's true. Oh, I deleted the rest as well. So let's just do like this. Okay, amazing. Yeah, now we're good. Okay, is there anything else we should do? I kind of want to make, you know, if we're staying true to this video, I kind of want to make these things at the top here. Hang on. So, okay, you know, how can I? Yeah, I kind of want to make these things. But I'm not entirely sure. What are your thoughts on using a 3D mouse? I have tried it, and if I'm being completely honest, I've been playing a lot of computer games in my life, so I'm very picky on like mouse sensitivity and that things work predictably. Like I would consider myself a super user, you know, on Windows, and I'm not trying to brag or anything. It's just I'm spending a lot of time on this. I have a high refresh rate monitor, and I care a lot about that things are smooth and that they work, right? And I tried this 3D mouse, like it's called like 3x connection or something like that. Can I? Nope. Your mouse. Yeah, this thing. 3D connection. This thing. I tried this, and it's pretty cool, but it's not made by people who really care about speed and efficiency. I feel like it's made for. Yeah, I don't even know. I don't know. It's just something about the quality of the software that feels very outdated, and it doesn't feel like someone is giving it the love it deserves in 2023. And okay, so a better example. Let's say you pick up an Xbox controller and you plug it in to the latest AAA game, right? That's just so well oiled, you know? It's just so, it works so well. It's just, they thought about every single thing that can go wrong. But with this, it took so much time to set it up in Blender, and when it was set up, it kept going out, and you know, it's difficult. It's difficult to make this product, I'm sure, and they are working super hard, and they're probably doing an amazing job, but I'm just not the target audience, because there are just not enough features. I can't really, you can't lock the local Y roll rotation, for example, and a bunch of stuff like that. So yeah, it's just, it's not the project for me. But it was really cool to try it, and I really wanted it to be good. Yeah. Okay. Yo, what's going on? Just joined? Yeah, sorry. let's actually do a recap. So what we're doing in this stream, we are making a robot. So we have made this thing, which is sort of a little bit like a placeholder, or not necessarily a placeholder, but this is like blocking out the major shapes of this body. And then it's going to be super easy to add a bunch of stuff to this later. And then we've also made these legs. And then we've made this armature. So yeah, that's pretty much what's going on. So now what I want to do is now I want to duplicate this. I think, right? I think I want to do that. Or should we add these? Should we add these lines like this, right? That we did in the previous one, where you can have this. It's basically the same video, but I mean, I feel like it could be a cool way to have some sort of. You have more logic to it, right? I don't know. Yeah, it is too similar. Make first single joint bit bigger. This one, I think it's cool that they have the different size. I actually do. Okay, let's not do that in this robot because that's going to be too similar. So now what we want to do, let's duplicate. Let's take all our legs and duplicate it to the same side. So let's go. So let's select all our legs and let's go Shift S. Sorry, let's select all our legs. Let's go Shift C to reset the 3D cursor. And let's set our pivot point to 3D cursor and let's go Shift D. And then you can right click or press escape. And then you can press Control M to mirror. So M for mirror and then X. So now we have all of these on the other side and let's press Alt H. So now we can see this. And now we want to parent these. And I think we're going to use the script. The parent to nearest bone. This thing. This is an amazing script by Gentile. So I can download it, but I have actually already downloaded it. So let's go preferences, add-ons, desktop, parent to nearest bone. Oh, I've already enabled it actually. Okay. So that means we can, I'm going to save a backup first. So Control Alt S. I want to hide this because that's already parented. Now let's select everything by pressing A. Let's hold down Shift to select the armature. And let's go Object, Parent to nearest bone. There it is. I'm very excited to see if that worked. Because if that worked, we have saved so much time. Let's try this. Ay. Look at that. This, you know, a genius made that. Not me, you know. A genius made that script. That is just so cool. See how fast that is to set up. And the reason why you can't really use the... You know, I talk about this a lot in this video. That you can't make the mesh deform. Yeah, amazing. Okay. Nope. Okay. You don't have joint in the start. Twisted one. Oh. It seems to be working. I'm not sure if I understand. This seems to be working exactly as intended. Yeah, it definitely looks spider-like, but unfortunately that's... It's not a spider if it does... Yeah, people have been telling me that. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to change the stiffness of these legs. Because here you can see, I don't want these to have this steep angle. I want this joint to be a little bit softer. So let's just move these in a little bit. Yeah, like that. And then let's select these bones. I think it's going to be these bones. And then you can hold down Alt and you can change the stiffness. Okay, yeah, let's not do those. Let's do these. Sorry. So now let's select all these bones and let's hold down Alt and let's change the stiffness. Yeah, look at that. And let's also do these, I think. We want these to be really stiff. I really like this. Now it's sort of like, it's a little bit more spiderish. I like that. Yeah, and now I'm starting to see that this is a really boring shape, this boat. But we might be able to figure out that. Okay, so one thing that I want to do is that I think I want to make this rig look a little bit more... I want to change the look of this rig a little bit. Because right now, these objects down here, they're sort of sticking out to the center. And whenever I'm looking at it, I'm sort of getting a little bit distracted. Because my brain thinks that these legs are actually going like that. You know, that it's kind of these legs. But it's not. They go like this. So every time I see it like this, I'm like, oh, so that's how it looks like, right? So I want to change how these bones look like. And we can make some custom bone shapes. So let's go Shift A and let's make a curve. I think I want to do a circle. And we can just move this over here. It doesn't really matter where it is. In edit mode, I want to scale this down. And I want to go Shift D and duplicate it on the Z-axis. Scale it up a little bit. And do one more. Yes, I want this to be our custom bone. So let's select our armature. And under viewport display, nope, that's not it. We have to go to object data properties and viewport display. Yeah, let's set it to stick instead. And then I want to take these bones at the end here and I want to hold down Shift and I want to select all of them. And I want to go to... No, now we go to the bone properties and under viewport display, you can set it to be... Hold down Alt and set it to be the custom object, this thing. I really hope that would work with the Alt, but... Okay, yeah, that you have to just use the menu. And then we have to rotate it. Like this. Okay, that's just not working. Let's take this thing. Oh, this is... That's really weird. I haven't really tried this before. Let's just make another one then. Let's call this right and let's call this custom bone left and then custom bone right. So now we have our custom bone left is gonna be this way. Nope. Custom bone right. Oh no, it's gonna be custom bone left. Sorry, I'm figuring this out a little bit. Okay, and now let's select this. And now let's rotate it. Okay, good. And now where is the center of origin? There it is. 3D cursor. Okay, nice. And then let's take this one and let's set the origin to 3D cursor. Okay, so now, nice. Now we got these custom bones, which I really like this a lot more. Because now we can actually see what this is going to look like. And then if you want to be fancy, you can take the... Hang on, how is this? Bone rigging, right, red, left, blue. Yeah, that's it. So the right is going to be... This is going to be the right side. We're going to make these... I think it was this one I used the last time I did this. And then this. Okay, nice. Yeah, so now we can tell the difference between... Wherever we're watching this from, it's a little bit easier to see. Okay. So now we can take this, and you might not see this, but we can make a new collection up here. Let's press C, and let's just call this rigging assets. And then let's just move these in, press M and move them into rigging assets, and we can just disable that with this exclude from view layer. You can actually also delete them, and they will still work, but I want to have the possibility to edit them. And yeah, and also for these, you can have these custom bones, and I actually spent a lot of time making these custom bones for my asset pack, the mechanical creature kit. But if you're using custom bones with the asset browser, at least it used to be that if you used custom bones with the asset browser, the custom bones would it would also import the curves, which would just look super messy. You would use the asset browser, like you would import something from the asset browser, and then you would have a bunch of stuff just laying around in your scene, which was super annoying. So yeah, I ended up spending a lot of time making custom bones for the mechanical creature kit, but yeah, I just ended up not having it in the final thing. So yeah, and also if we like, we can make one for this body, which I think just looks really cool. So let's just make a Bezier curve. No, let's make a circle. And let's yeah, let's actually just do draw. You can use this draw tool over here. And let's just draw something. Okay. Something like this. And then we can will this be perfectly? It won't be perfect, but it will be something. Okay. Yeah, let's just do it like this. Let's call this bone. What's it called? Bone object. Yeah, custom bone. Custom bone body. Like that. And then let's select this bone and let's give it a custom object. For some reason it's rotated. Okay, yeah, that's good. That's good. Okay, nice. And now what we can do is we can, let's move this to the rigging assets. And let's change this bone to be maybe this color. Yeah, I don't know what the rules are for rigging, because you're gonna probably have to do, there are probably some rules, like here is the color everyone in their business uses. And I'm, you know, I don't know, I've never worked in a rigging company, so I don't really know. I think I actually want to, oh wait. No. I think I want to hide. No, I think I want to make some stuff in here. Just some... yeah, something like this. Yeah, we just need some... it just needs to be attached a little bit. It's not that important. That is perfect. Then let's select our... It's a little bit difficult to see that these are selected now, but yeah, this is the core bone. Select that. And let's take these little things and parent it to the core bone. Yeah, we're gonna do that a lot. And I also wanna... Nope. I also wanna duplicate this. Shift D... No. Yeah, okay, this is good. Nice. Okay, now I think it's time to fix this boat shape. I'm not very happy about this. But I think it's not like we don't need to do that much, because we just need to increase the level of detail, I think. And let me just keep playing my music here. Didn't I have like this? Maybe this is good. Yeah, okay. Apply rotation. Oh yeah, that's a good point. Thank you. I don't think it will matter, but it's nice to have all the... Wow, these are all messed up. Nope. Ah, we can't apply the rotation for these because they have the mirror modifier on them, and then I'm gonna start... Yeah, I don't... It's okay. Add some spring structures, maybe. That's not a bad idea. I really like that idea. Yeah, because right now we're moving... Okay, so we're gonna need to fix... We can't rotate too much here. We're gonna have to move this further back. Yeah, that's really good. And then we have to move this a little bit more forward. Because now we will be able to... Yep. Oh, it looks so cool when it's going back like this. I like this design. It could be fun to make something on the top, like standing like this, and something that is like controlling all of these. That could be interesting. Some sort of wire system. And then we could actually do the spring thing that you were talking about. Yeah. I think I want to do that. So first of all, yeah, let's save a copy. I'm gonna fill up my desktop with all kinds of oh yeah, I'm filling up my desktop. Maybe I should make it a little bit organized. Okay. Looks like a man, yeah. I drew a man like that. Hello. Can you control somehow where the 3D space of your scribbling appears? Yes, you can. You can, right now by default, I think it's set to view annotations. It's set to 3D cursor. I'm not sure where you can... but if I change my location of my 3D cursor by holding down Shift and right-clicking, for example, then I can draw here. So I can make an arrow like that. And then that will be focused in the 3D cursor. Yep, that's how you do it. You can use the 3D cursor. Okay. So what's next? I'm not happy about this design. I want to try and spice this up a little bit. This looks like a boat of some sort. I think I want to have some sort of face. And I want to make it a little bit lighter, maybe a little bit thinner. That I really like that a lot. That it's like this flat. It looks a little bit more evil. I really like it. Yeah, these are not looking great. Wires from the bottom. Yeah, it is. I mean, it is a little bit flat. Let's fix this. But you know, I really like it. I like that. I like it a lot. That it's a lot flatter, because now we can have more technology out top here. I think I want that. It looks a lot like eyes, these things right now. So I'm not really sure how we should... I'm trying to block out these shapes. Maybe we should try and make it like an... I don't know, should we do eyes? Should we do lights? Should we do cameras? Is it like, what's the level of technology we're at there? Is it like a mechanical thing? Is it a electronic? What do you think? Hang on, I just gotta send a message really quick. Sorry, I'll be like mentally back in 1 minute. Yeah, that was my you know, I'm gonna go hike with a friend and doing some campfire today. So I just remembered that that was very soon. So I have to be really quickly. I have to be really quick. Okay, so you know, it got me thinking. It could actually be tempting to sort of pick this up later, to make like this into like a two-part thing. But I'm not sure. Let's yeah, let me try and it looks a little bit crazy, this design. It's like it's all over the place, like, yeah. But I was thinking it could be cool to have, okay, so one thing, like, okay, so this next thing, this is my go-to solution for when I want to increase how interesting something is. So what I want to do is I want to use, let's just hide everything. I want to use this thing like a path, and let's go to object data properties, geometry. Let's hold down shift and let's increase the depth here. And now you can move this path, and I think it's under active spline. You can change this order U. Yeah, this thing. So as long as you're making this like on the grid, it looks amazing. See this? You can make this like really intricate. design of like these tubes. Yeah, so I'm gonna try and do that. Let's actually start over and let's make a add some spoilers. That would be crazy. Like a spoiler, okay, what's this? What does a spoiler look like? That's crazy. Okay, we got a spoiler. Spoiler alert. Hang on. Yeah, we got a. Yeah, we're turning this into a scorpion tank with a spoiler. That's very interesting. You can probably tell that I don't have that much experience with spoilers. Okay, yeah, we got a spoiler. Stinging spoiler. What I wanted to do is that I wanted to add this this system of there we go. And I also want to make sure that I don't have too much vertices here. So let's set this to maybe 6. Yeah, this is cool. Okay, so you can change this, how steep it will be by changing this order. And I think I wanna do like this. For some reason now this seems to be human shaped. No, human sized, I mean. Like we got this... I don't know. Okay. What time is it? Yeah. I might have to go in like... I might have to go in like 15 minutes. So I'm gonna try and be really fast. Nope. Yeah, it looks like someone is going to sit in this one. Like, okay, so if I were to like make a... Yeah, it definitely looks Should we? Maybe we should just embrace that. I think that should be embraced. Yep. Okay. Safety rails, that's it. Okay, so I'm gonna just go into a little bit of... Okay, so I got like 10 minutes left, so I'm gonna go into a little bit of like a speed modeling mode. So let me just change the music here. And let's get into a little bit of a speed modeling. So I'm gonna turn up the music, and I'm gonna just try and blast through this and see how much I can get done in like 10 minutes. Oh, 3 minutes left. Okay.
We can put the alternative in another image altogether. And I will call this not the ceramic image, the fully automatic image, but the dramatic image. Consider the world as a drama.
Ugh. Oh my god, parental pipes. Yeah. Oh. Oh my god, wait. Hang on. I've been... Okay, so I think... Let's just see. Have I been... Hang on. Never mind. Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm probably gonna, you know, I'm not sure if I will do it, but I really want to make like a separate session of this where this is getting animated because it's I feel like it's a pretty cool setup. I hate the eyes. That looks very weird to me. But I think, yeah, let's actually try and just get rid of the eyes and let's see what happens. I don't know. There's something about this design that just doesn't really do it for me right now. Yeah, it looks like a roller coaster. Okay, so yeah, that could be like the theme of this. What if this was a roller coaster that you sit in it, you know, and it's like a two-person thing, and it moves around, stupid fast. It just walks around the park. It walks around in the what's it called, like Six Flags or something like that. You just sit on this. It costs you like a bunch of money all the time, and you just walk around the park, and it just goes crazy. There are no rules. Yeah, that could be a funny theme park. But yeah, it's I was the time just got so fast now at the end. Yeah. I don't even think... Oh wow, look at that! Is this some new Blender 4.0 stuff? I love it. Oh, I love this feature. That's amazing. Oh, AGX. That's amazing. You've remembered. Okay, so we have to set the render style to age. Wow, the eyes looks a lot better in AGX. Look at that. Horrible. That looks a lot better. That helps a lot. And now I wanna increase the brightness again. Yeah. So we did no textures, we did no animations today. I'm not super happy about it, but I feel like we're onto a concept here where, hang on, let me stop this music. I feel like we're onto a concept here where this robot, or this is like a roller coaster attraction. This is something that happens when you're at Six Flags or some theme park, you know, and you just sit down in this, and it can take you around. I'm gonna have to make a seat or something. And it will not be attached to any rails or anything. It will just walk around the park at crazy speeds. And it's just going to be like really, it's going to be a nightmare to sit in this. Yeah, I think that's a good... Yeah, okay, so the reason why I changed it to AGX is because that's going to be the standard that's going to be the default in Blender version 4.0. I'm currently in Blender 4.0 beta. But, yeah. Oh yeah, and I'm also using the RTX 4090, which makes this render really fast. So, but this was super fun. I actually have to go now because I'm gonna light up a fire. That sounds bad, but I'm gonna go on a hike, and we're gonna make like a campfire, and I'm probably gonna be late, but I'm gonna have to go now. Yeah. So, but you know, I'm trying to get back into streaming. If you're watching this in the future, or if you're just watching right now, please just write what you would like to see a live stream about, because I do have some ideas, but I got some yeah, I need some input, I think. And also, if you have art list, can you recommend some good collections that you can just search for art list and then collection, and then that's the music that's going to be in the background. Okay, yeah. So thanks so much for watching. I'm gonna write something. Thanks. Bye. So you can see that this is where it ends. Thanks so much for watching. I will try and stream a little bit more, maybe. Yeah, I think streaming is fun. It feels like I'm hanging out with people, and especially after the Blender conference, it was nice to see so many Blender people. So yeah, this video will be live on YouTube. You will be able to see this if you want in the future, and I will also be trying to maybe make a second channel video about this. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, thanks for watching, guys. Bye.